Peace and Black Power family. This is your host, Raheem Shabazz, and I am here for another episode of Necessary Blackness podcast. And today, family, we have a special guest in the building. Our special guest is no other than SharBates. She is a graduate of television and radio broadcast. She also is the founder of Breaking Change, where they mentor youth, and she does a lot of other things. She's known as an activist that fights against police brutality and injustice against Black people, and she is a frontline warrior. She also has appeared on BET Cop Watch America, which was the show that got Atlanta and the federal government to start putting cameras on the police. She is here today and she is in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome SharBates. What's going on?
I feel like it was supposed to be an applause somewhere. Like, that was an amazing intro.
Oh, yeah.
I need to record that. What up, though?
Yeah, we definitely got to give it up to you, man. We got to give it up to you. A lot of people know you, and there may be some that don't. For those that don't, I want you to explain and take us back to your humble beginning. Who is SharBates and what was it like growing up in Flint, Michigan?
Oh, man. I don't know. I grew up...
Speaking the microphone.
I grew up kind of different, you know what I'm saying? Because I grew up in the hood, but my mother is very religious.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, I kind of always, seen both sides, Then I went to, public schools. I went to some white Christian schools for a couple of years, But I guess I learned how to code switch young, you know what I'm saying? But, it's still different, though, because people think, like, I'm from Flint, Michigan, and people think that a lot of racist stuff only go down in the South, and no, I dealt with racism being at a, all white Christian school as a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so, but I don't know. I guess my upbringing was kind of different. I kind of had a little bit of a hard childhood, but I'm from one of them families where it, it looked super great. Where it was like I was in like a beautiful hill. Okay. We was living hood rich. We had, I always had a whole bunch of stuff. That's why I don't really care about materials and different stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, my mom was a shopaholic. So, like, we had that. But, growing up and being in an abusive home, it don't matter what you got, to you. So, coming from seeing so much, being around so much, but enduring so much, I guess it just kind of built me into, who I am.
And we're going to get right into that. Who you are today, the lady that is in front of us today. So you have a moniker that people know you by, Markham Luther Queen. How did you get that name?
You know what? I'm a Gemini to the core. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I will love your ass like Martin. I'll beat your ass like Malcolm. I'll pray for you and cut you out. All, you know what I'm saying? And I still love you, Yeah. And I don't know. I feel like our people need some love, but we can't, like, we gotta take it a step further. Like, we gotta step our shit up. Like, as hard as we are towards each other, we be weak as hell towards everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
We got to keep that same energy for the open enemy.
We got to keep that same energy. And so, I was really honestly thrown into activism. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to say thrown, but I just kind of stumbled upon it. You know what I'm saying? I was on the radio and TV side in entertainment. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I knew once I really started finding out what was going, because a lot of people don't be knowing what's going on. Yeah. And that's why people like you post the stuff that you do, you know what I'm saying? So people can know what's going on, because if we leave it up to them,
we'll never know.
What's going on. So once I seen what was going on, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, y'all niggas don't see this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's exactly what happened. I'm just out doing media about Trayvon Martin, and I just noticed that the stuff that I was seeing and what was being said on most radio and TV and news stations was not the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And me just asking questions about it led to me, like, me being told, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? We like what you do. You could really be main on a bigger stream, but you just got to tone down the police brutality talk. So, you know, me being a melanated woman, I'm like, from Flint, I'm like, what? Bitch, I'm about to, let me see what y'all over here, let me see what y'all doing up in here. You going, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mode. And I just got angrier and angrier. Who was it, James Baldwin, that say to know what's going on as a black person in America is to almost live in outrage every single day. Like, and I feel like our people really ain't got mad enough. You know what I'm saying?
They getting there.
We should have been there. You know what I'm saying?
Been there a long time
but
ago.
But you're right though. They really are getting it. Like, it's so much. It's crazy how blatant it still is in 2023.
Yeah.
2023. Niggas still getting 9-3 shit done to them live.
Yeah.
On Channel 5.
Live.
And so, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I say that, and I get in trouble for it, you know, at times, but I'm going to say that, I'm like you. I'm going to say the shit that y'all niggas is scared to say.
Yeah. And let the chips fall where it may.
We got it. You, like, here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? One, and kudos to people like you that stay on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I be like, when do they have time? You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't keep up with social media. I hate it. Yeah. It's just, you know, but what it is, but at the same time, you it's how you use social media. Like, I appreciate you so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the thing is that people need to know, and something that you need to know, truth teller, is that you gotta do and say what you gonna do fucking regardless. Because the fact of the matter is that people don't like truth. Yeah. They say they want the truth, but they don't really want the truth.
No, they don't.
And then when they get it too raw,
it's a problem.
They start melting.
It becomes a problem for them. And speaking of problems, you know, whenever there's injustice, there's always going to be a problem. When those that stand on the front line is involved. I remember watching you during the time of the re-election. Well, he was trying to get re-elected. The district attorney, Paul Howard. And you really held his feet to the fire. You was talking about Jimmy Atkinson. That's his name, right? Correct?
Jimmy Atkinson. Mm-hmm.
And also
Jamarion Robinson.
Jamarion Robinson. How important is it for activists to really hold like politicians and political figures like their feet to the fire, especially someone that looks like us and say that they represent for us?
It's very important. It's very vital, especially when we are a dominant force in these elections. It's not fair for us to build these people up on our backs on what they gonna do for us, and then they get in office and don't do what they supposed to do, and we just let them slide by. Like, I don't care, black or white. we be thinking, oh, it's a black in there. You know, so everything's fine. No, it's not. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, Obama did not save us. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's very important. We got to find out, and I say this to myself more because I'm starting to make sure that I'm in different rooms that I haven't been before, because we got to make change on a bigger level. But we got to do our due diligence to find out what's going on. And we got to do our due diligence to hold these politicians accountable, just like we talk about holding the police accountable and all this different stuff. We got to hold these politicians accountable. You know what I'm saying? But then I think the other thing is that we do too much damn voting and not enough lobbying.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because what I've learned is, because I really don't endorse people too often. You know what I'm saying? And so I really take it personal if I endorse you, especially if I tell people to go vote for you and you ain't up there doing what you're supposed to be doing. I take it very personal. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, we be so heartbroken every year, you know what I'm saying, over them doing what they've always done. But the fact of the matter is that we got to put systems in place, you know what I'm saying, and checkpoints. Why is we letting them get through a whole term? Why are we letting them get through a whole, you know what I'm saying, term before we go to check and pull that card on stuff?
Because you can recall a politician have another election with, in the middle of his
You
election.
really can. Like, this is the type of stuff that we got to know.
Yeah.
Like, from what I read and understand, if you go out and get 70% of the votes that somebody got to win, guess what, guys? You can steal that seat.
That's
like,
right.
This is the type of stuff that we don't know about. You know what I'm saying? And, the fact of the matter is that what happens is we get them in office, and whoever lobbied that gave the money to get them there, when they tell them to do certain things,
they do it.
They do it. This is when they betray us. You know what I'm saying? And I will say they definitely put them in positions where they give them damn near no choice. But I feel like, bruh, this is the cross that you bear. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I have conversations with people about Obama, you know what I'm saying? And I tell them about my disappointment that he couldn't do nothing. He would have been killed. So was Kennedy. You know what I'm saying? When you pick up that mantle, like, that's the mantle that you picked up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like, and I'm just being completely raw. Like, I remember at times when I used to feel like my purpose was, I used to feel like I was slave to my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, but the fact of the matter is, I learned it ain't going nowhere. Cause just cause you don't do what you're supposed to be doing, don't mean that you doing that is just dies. You not going it's
gonna keep going on.
Man.
You know what? You said something that was real key, right? You said that we vote, but we don't lobby. And there's a saying that, poor people vote and rich people lobby. So what we got to do is we got to get these PACs together. And we have to put our money behind individuals. But instead of just putting our money behind someone that they prop up and put out there, we need to start pushing our own candidate.
Yo, listen, I kid y'all not. Oh, y'all gonna see, you know what I'm saying? This coalition that I just built, like, I'm not playing. Like, we got major shit to do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And, like, we can't play, like, we don't got no for real legislature. It's a reason why, you know what I'm saying? The stuff that we have and do is not protected and not controlled by us. Mm-hmm. Like, all of this is on purpose. And I want to say something, you know what I'm saying? Just because you brought it up and I'm a real one. You know what I'm saying? When I went back, this is why you got to do your research before you speaking on stuff. When I went back, I actually seen that Paul Howard actually, while he was late getting to it, he actually went back and recreated. Now, finally gonna get the credit for Jimmy Atchison, for Officer Son Kim that killed Jimmy Atchison being taken down and indicted.
Yeah.
But it was actually Paul Howard's work. Finally didn't do that work.
Yeah.
Paul Howard did that work. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know that at the time. You still was taking too long bushing on some other stuff. But, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know that at the time, and I do appreciate what you did for that Jimmy Atchison case. He recreated the scene and did like damn near 200-page report. You know what I'm saying? Saying that, proving that it was that it was unjustified.
Okay.
And they just didn't want to move on it, and they was fighting on him because he had just got, you know what I'm saying, the other officers with the college stuff.
Yeah.
What's the name? Ray Shaw. I do feel like he would have did different in that Ray Shaw Brooks case. You know what I'm saying?
Because she let that
Bonnie
go.
definitely just passed it on. See, that's why, you know what I'm saying? I had to clear that up because Jimmy Atchison is Paul Howard's work.
Yeah.
That was a great way to get a quick pat on the shoulder for Fonnie. She is the one bringing charges forth, but the work
was done
was
by
done by
Howard.
Paul Howard.
Let me ask you something. With the Jamarion Robinson, didn't some of the officers get indicted on that?
So here's where we at, y'all, with this justice system. You know what I'm saying? These officers got indicted, but we waiting for the next part of the case. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so, like, we want sentencing.
Yeah,
is what we need. You know what I'm saying? We need them behind the bars.
Yeah.
You know, like even with Son Kim, just like how they gave him a week to decide if he was going to resign or retire.
Oh, no.
And then went and worked Fed. This was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Then went and worked in a different department because you know how they do. Oh, I fucked up over there. Let me go hop over here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So anyway, turn around and yeah, they indicted him, but his bond was only $50,000. They promised him as soon as you get checked in, they gonna release you.
Yeah.
You know, like when the fuck do you get charged with murder and you get to check in
and get out
and
less than 24 hours?
Already get confirmation your Uber is waiting.
Yeah.
Like what?
So they listen. We need to know when they're gonna start picking the jury. That's what we need to know. But listen, we're going to get into that and then more. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick commercial break and we're going to come right back. Make sure y'all keep it locked. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back from our quick commercial break. Our non-commercial break, because ain't nothing commercial over here. We ain't commercial, man.
But he getting money, though, or is coming in for sponsors. So give some sponsor money.
So listen, right before we went to the break, you was talking about Bonnie Willis, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think about her now that she has, I guess, about 2 years in office? Mm-hmm. If you had to rate her, what would her report card reflect?
I mean, I'm honest. You know what I'm saying? And I gotta look at it from the whole scope, not just, you know what I'm saying? You talking about overall or as far as issues about black people that we dealing with?
Oh, we only dealing with black people. This is Necessary Blackness podcast.
Oh, okay. As far as what you would expect, you know what I'm saying? A melanated female DA. In the mecca of entertainment, I'm disappointed. You know what I'm saying? I feel like she's definitely used one of our greatest things as a weapon against us. Now, at the same time, it definitely was some shit going on that needed to be stopped in the streets. You know, I'm not going to sit up here and act like it wasn't shit. It ain't still shit running rampant. You know what I'm saying? But my only thing with her is I just want you to give that same energy across the board.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Make it fair.
Don't do the performative activism stuff, you know, to just appease us for a little bit. You know, like, okay, for instance, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Son Kim was indicted, but y'all also let him walk right out. You know what I'm saying? The same day that he went and got fingerprinted. Y'all ain't let Young Thug and none of them do that. Y'all don't even got him for murder as of right now, or you would already said it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But y'all don't got him for murder.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all put the RICO on him. You know what I'm saying? We have a real live police brutality problem. They're too soft on their own, and that's always been a problem. It's right. If you gonna go after the melanated gangs, we got over 37, it's at least 37 white supremacist gangs in the state of Georgia. Oh, quite a bit of, exactly. The statistics that you don't hear about. Guaranteed, they in Atlanta all the time. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going after any of them, and you super lenient, you know what I'm saying? When it's for your own people. Like, even the fact that, okay, you know what I'm saying? At the end, let's be real. At the end of the day, it's she got a job to do. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I don't expect her to be coddling us all the time. But when you talk about no pleas and, you know, people as subjects and not like somebody that could be your son or your nephew or your brother or your cousin or your uncle, like, that's a red flag.
Yeah, definitely.
When you take money from the police foundation, that's a red flag.
And we
you know
knew
what I'm
that from
saying?
the beginning.
And so, but the fact of the matter is, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to say if we'll ever have anybody in one of those positions that's not rubbing some of the wrong hands. You know, we just want it the same across the board. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate her indicting the officers, but no, go hard on them with the sentencing, with the booking, with everything.
Yeah.
That same energy you gave over there, give that same energy with us. We not only have a gun violence problem, we have a police brutality problem as well.
Absolutely.
APD will do some shit and hold a video from us for 3-4 years.
Yeah.
They just killed the activist not too long ago. You know what I'm saying? And went on like nothing happened. Don't nobody got video. You got 3 law enforcement agencies, and y'all ain't got no video to put out to the public right quick. We just got to take your opinion.
You talking about with the Cop City situation?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, do I agree with people only protesting about nature that's going to be built over for some things to kill us and not protesting about the killers, people that's going to be killed after they build it? Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody can't fight every fight. You know what I'm saying?
I kind of figured too, and I was telling people, because a lot of people was calling me saying, hey, you're not going down there. Look, they downtown and da. And I'm like, yo, that's not really our fight. You know what I mean? The people that live in the neighborhood that's being displaced or that has to contend with this cop city that's in their backyard, you know, if they was out there protesting, that's something different. If you notice, out of 40 people that got arrested, not one of them lived in Atlanta.
I was just about to say, this ain't even their backyard.
Yeah.
It's first of all, you know what I'm saying? Here's the thing though. First, is people flying from all over. This is an international movement.
Yeah.
This ain't no local stuff.
And guess what? They getting bailed out. They not giving them high bails.
They ain't giving them they dropped so many of now. Granted, a lot of the charges was trumped up.
Yeah,
you know
they
what
was
I'm saying?
giving them domestic terrorists.
They was hitting them with the Oli Wapti, RICO, terrorism, tyranny, treason. Like what?
Yeah.
You know, and so we can't go off y'all judgment with y'all investigation and with y'all not having camera asses with 60 cops.
Yeah.
It's called Cop City. Y'all was up there with a whole goddamn neighborhood of fucking cops. Ain't no way y'all niggas ain't got no...
Nah, they cut it off, man.
Come on, man.
They cut it off, man. Speaking of the cops, right, let's get to the latest and greatest. Well, it's not the greatest, but the latest is what is happening in Black America, Tyree Nichols, right? Man. What are your thoughts on that situation?
I mean, at this point, I don't know what to say because I've been screaming it from, the mountaintop for years. Fact of the matter is, I don't know. Maybe I just come from a different place. You know what I'm saying? Because I notice how the average Black person feel like they not in the same amount of danger because it's a Black cop. And it's like laughable to me, you know what I'm saying? Because while I experienced racism with white people growing up in an all-white Christian school for a couple years, I didn't grow up with cops, with white cops beating our asses and messing us up for stupid shit. It was Black cops.
Yeah, because they put them in the neighborhood to blend in.
Over the head. Like, the first time I seen police brutality? I was in my 11th to 12th grade year. This boy was literally off. He got slipped a Mickey. And, he used to be in the band, so he would just drive in the parking lot. The officer told him to leave the property, not knowing his mama is one of the band parents. You know what I'm saying? Going back and forth because he's not communicating with him how he should be communicating as far as the police feels. Man, he chased this boy around a pine tree with his squad car and then got out and beat him over the head to the white meat with his handcuffs.
Wow.
I was 16, 17 the first time a mother cried on my shoulder. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. But the same officer, I watched him choke slam a girl. You know what I'm saying? Granted, she slapped the shit out of him. But you a grown man.
Yeah.
He picked her up off some Undertaker type of stuff, bro. No cap. She was up in the air. And it's like his feet, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was Jordan, slammed her on the ground like crazy. And so I grew up with aggressive black cops. You know what I'm saying? Raiding my sister, baby daddy stuff all the time. So
Black cop showing out for the white cop.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't meet Lee Merritt, you know what I'm saying, on some, oh, hey, guys, we're here. This is Lee. This is Sharp.
Yeah.
No, I met him because we was on the front lines for Breonna Taylor, and just before they had got arrested, you know what I'm saying, I'm arguing with the cops, like, how y'all going to arrest him for this? And so I'm like, let me go because I'm about to get arrested my damn self, and I had a rental truck, right? I'm about to go, and they was like, Sharp, don't walk by yourself.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, somebody walked Sharp. A black officer came over and told him, I'll walk her. I said, no, the fuck you won't. He talking about some, what you mean, I'm black? I said, when has that mattered?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so Lee like, I'll take her. I didn't know who he was. He didn't know who I was. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally the first time I ever met him. I don't like, and the cops be out here acting as if y'all treat us any different when y'all are trained to treat us the same.
Yeah, they tell you that's one of the criteria. You know what I mean? That anybody that's not in blue is the opposition. You know what I mean? And that's why you have that blue wall of silence. You know, so we spoke about police brutality. We spoke about a lot of things that's happening in the community. You know, police brutality is one of like the main issues in the community. But besides that, we also have a lot of gun violence. Recently, you did an event to stop the violence. A lot of times, you know, the narrative that is being fed to individuals is that y'all only protest when one of y'all get killed to this, that, and the other. No, we protest when there's violence, period. You know what I mean? And there's organizations that's out here that's actively trying to stop the violence, which is one of your organizations, Breaking the Chain. I want you to talk a little bit about your organization, some of the stuff you have done, and some of the stuff that you have planned for the future.
Absolutely. Well, first, I'm on the campaign, Breaking the Chain.
We see it.
You know what I'm saying? And we literally, it's not just the fact that everybody has access to guns. It's not the gangs. We are in an epidemic of violence, period.
That's right.
It's a culture with violence. Like, violence is America. This is what this country was built on. You know what I'm saying? And like, we dealing with violence from police brutality. We dealing with it from, you know what I'm saying?
Keep talking.
Gun violence. We dealing with it from, you know, mass shootings. We dealing with it from war. Like, we are dealing with violence in so many different ways that it's almost like the base response now. And, you know, people used to get on me like, oh, you do all this for police brutality. What about the black on black crime? And for a long time, I had the don't bring up AIDS while we talking about cancer argument. But the reality is that we got to fight both. And we got to get our people together, you know what I'm saying, to truly be able to hold anybody accountable. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the fact of the matter is that we are our own worst enemy. Like, literally. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do not do a good job of protecting each other, you know? And it is across cultures, period. But I don't know, it's something that, like, that hate that they put into us is embedded.
Yeah, absolutely.
In our veins against some of our own people, against some of our own family.
Epigenetics. And they said that it's passed down to 3 and 4 generations. Right? It's something that we got to contend with, you know what I mean? Especially when you think about what we still suffering is like the residue of slavery, where you know, instead of the slave master beating us, they will have one of the slaves. You know what I mean? So the violence against one another was embedded within us, you know what I mean, from that time until now. So you always, this is what I tell people, man, everything always point back to racism and white supremacy. So when a lot of people be like, well, it was black officers, yep, and guess what? They're the architects and gatekeepers, of white supremacy. Yeah, they was black, but they upholding racism and white supremacy for a
No,
paycheck.
absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, last year, I just seen so much. I'm like, okay, beginning of the year, I'm like, okay, we got to do something different this year. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been just seeing the incline of death amongst the young people. And it's because killing each other is like it's nothing to them. You know, and a lot of people complain about the youth and they like, oh, they out of control and our generation would never, our generations never had to. While we have all dealt with racism. Yeah. We've all dealt with different things in life, but none of our generations have ever had the access to information like they do and able to not only see, play, but they have to experience violence at a rate of speed and consistency the way that they do. None of us had to, unless you talking about all the way damn near back to slavery with a different kind, but that was just one kind. These kids is playing video games, killing each other all day. They watching rappers talk about killing each other all day. They watching mass shootings talking about killing each other all day. You talking about songs that's talking about killing each other all day. Yep. Like, we did not, these kids are the product of the environment that they are in.
And the psychological effect of that is present today. And we see it each and every day. And that's why it's so good for you to have an organization like Break the Chain, because we have to break this generational curse.
Whew. That's it. No, seriously, you know what I'm saying? The original name of Breaking the Chains was Breaking the Chains of Generational Curses. You know what I'm saying? The website is still breaking generational chains. And so basically what I just did is, you know, last year, because I've done hella big shows for adults, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know I'm really deep in the music industry, you know what I'm saying? Run that
resume down. Go ahead, man. Pop this shit.
I mean, like, I've been doing, like, I have a marketing company for a reason, SharBates Studios. Like, I've been doing promotions since, like, the Jay-Z and Mary J. Blige after party. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. At that way back in the day, you know what I'm saying? And so I came here as a writer and a songwriter, though, and a rapper, you know, and musician. Yeah. You know, fact of the matter is that I just wasn't willing to get on the casting couch. So I got on the other side and I started doing shows. And I was one of the first ones to bring A&Rs out to the events. Everybody was just coming and performing in front of artists, okay? And so anyway, but music really saved me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I know that, you know, words are powerful. Music is the highest form of mind control. We cannot change this culture while we are doing seances and mantras and affirmations about when we gonna kill or be killed all day. Yeah. And so, you know, we got to meet the youth where they at. You know what I'm saying? And so I started showcases last year. I had some teen showcases, taking them on V103 on Great Street, putting them up in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Artist development, all type of stuff. And it was dope. Like, it went up, you know. You
had something at a college, right? Morehouse?
I did Morehouse College's team program theme songs.
Yeah,
I did a few of them.
I actually was hearing about it on the radio.
Oh, thank you.
I'm
thank
driving.
you.
I'm like, I know her.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, I just try to get the kids. I do edutainment. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you be. I'm gonna make sure that you entertain. So you ain't got no complaints when I bring this education up in here. We here. Because I done did what you wanted me to do. Yeah. So now you got to shut up and do what I want you to do. You know what I'm saying? Then I'm shut up. You know what I'm saying? But I just believe in talking to kids and not at them. And in these past couple months, y'all, we have lost like a huge part of our youth. Like we have had dang near 20 kids killed in just the last couple months, y'all. This is fucking ridiculous.
One was 13 at the skating rink. The most recent one,
I was literally doing chaperoning at the skating rink 2 weeks before that. Like, I literally cannot make this up. Excuse my cussing, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I'm on my brother's show, so I'm comfortable. Anyway, but, you know, I got an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
And he had prime age, you know what I'm saying, to want to join different stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I just, like, at some point, y'all, we can't keep complaining and talking about the man and this, that, and the third. We the OGs now. What you gonna do? And so I put together a coalition, you know what I'm saying, a community coalition of organizers, advocates, activists, and different people about getting busy, you know what I'm saying? And we putting in work. We basically just, because from research, most of the killings are happening on the west side, actually over here. You know what I'm saying, in the southwest. But it's crazy because it's some of the highest median incomes and some of the lowest, all in the same area.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So these kids has got to go past the Mercedes-Benz Stadium to the hood every day. And so the fact of the matter is that we got to change the vibe. We got to change the environment. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kenny B. We changed the vibe. But, you know, like, we really, really have to heal our families and our communities. Ain't nobody coming to save us. Ain't nobody coming to save us, y'all.
You know what I don't like, though? Like, a lot of people wait until something happens, right? I remember when you opened up your studio and you had the grand opening. That was what, a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago. Opened up
Nothing was really happening, and you still was working with the youth. You know, everything was good then. You know,
I mean,
you
this
still
what
was doing what
I
you do. You know what I mean? So it's just like you don't miss a beat. But most people just come around or want to do things when something bad happens.
Yeah, it's a lot of people that's taking advantage of this climate right now.
Even like with your latest event, I had 2 people call me like, "Yo, Raheem, I know you know her. Yo, do you think you could call her, get me in?" Like, they was trying to go to a Beyonce, Jay-Z concert. I'm like, one of them, I was, because she was a mother of an individual that was killed due to violence, you know what I mean? So that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna make this phone call for her. But everybody else, I was like, nah, man, y'all ain't gonna just call me because she got something going on and it's popping.
That's so funny.
So tell them about that event, why everybody wanted to be there and what was going on.
So shout out to Yandro, shout out to Sierra. Basically, it was a teen summit that Dro and Sierra put together called "It Still Takes a Village." Listen, y'all, we gotta support each other more and jump in and stop trying to all steal each other's stuff and have micro movements. You know what I'm saying?
Micro movements.
But that's what it ended up being.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was honestly scheduled to do a teen summit that weekend, my own, and like 4 people hit me like, "Yo, Dro doing one that weekend." And, instead of me being like, "Oh, well, I'm about to," because, unfortunately, the community will divide up real quick. If 2 popular people doing something similar, they're going to be like, "Oh, well, I'm going to just go to this one." You know what I'm saying? I'm going to catch her on that. That's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yo, just send me the information. Let's link, see, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We put some stuff together, and it ended up working out and we worked together, you know what I'm saying? And, I've started to work with them on a few different things. Like, man, I'm honestly about the village. If y'all catch me in rah-rah mode, like, somebody took me there. You know what I'm saying? Like I hate that. Even right now, I've been doing weekly calls on Thursdays since December. Now everybody got all these, you know what I'm saying, task force and, you know what I'm saying, forums that they saying meet at the same day, at the same time is what I'm doing. That was on my calls. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
this is not something that's a coincidence. This is people that actually.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, I don't even want to focus on that because it's just politics and everything. You know what I'm saying? And it come with it. You're going to get the people that's the clout chasers, the people that's just trying to steal the sauce, and the people that don't do the work out of their heart. Fact of the matter is that I do this work from my heart. And it's not that serious to me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mind bringing people in and sharing the bag. You know what I'm saying? Or sharing the credit, the spotlight. That's not what's important. Like I don't want to die. I will not die and not leave some valuables and crumbs on this earth. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And the fact of the matter is that that's a part of the violence that we do towards each other.
Yeah.
Instead of us just coming together, you know what I'm saying? We want to compete and fight against each other. It's the same, but it's the same thing as picking up a gun right quick. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to be a united village like no other time before. Like, honestly, y'all, we don't got time for the games. Like, we at a position right now, like you said earlier, people out there where they about mad enough. You know what I'm saying? We are at a tipping point where either we gonna fix this shit or it's about to really get bad. Like, y'all think it's bad, it's about to really get bad. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the fact of the matter is, like, we got to put our egos to the side. You know what I'm saying? And stop focusing on each other's weaknesses and focus on each other's strengths, myself included. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got to understand that warlords have meetings together.
That's right. They sit down and they strategize.
Together. You know what I'm saying? For the greater good of everybody. You know what I'm saying? But it's like we can't do that, you know, but we can though. You know what I'm saying? Like I just like this year, y'all, like, and I'm saying this live on Necessary Blackness, like, man, like, it don't make no sense unless somebody killed somebody close to you and it has not been rectified or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like seriously though, y'all, like, why is we doing 8 million different movements about the same thing?
When we need to come together. And what people got to realize, right, we have more in common than most people want to give us credit for, right? Like, we don't have to be uniform in our thinking, but long as we unified in our struggle. You know what I mean?
We are not a monolith.
Yeah, some of us is going to believe or think different like this, but one thing that we can all unify around is Black empowerment. And that's what I like to tell people. Everything you do, say, and think should be for the furthering of Black empowerment. Anything less than that, man, is uncivilized. So listen, I want to ask you this, right? Because, you know...
I'm sorry. Hold on, pause. I ain't even get... Let me quit talking. So look, check, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Basically, I created Breaking the Chains of Hip Hop Community Coalition, right? Mm-hmm. Like, we about to get out here old school with the block parties, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We got to create more neighborhood associations. We actually getting into these communities and building it back up from the ground up. So if you got resources, you know what I'm saying? If you got jobs available, especially for young adults, 14 to 24, hit me up, please. btcofhiphop@gmail.com or info@btcofhiphop.com. You know what I'm saying? The Instagram, BTC of Hip Hop. BTC of Hip Hop. Y'all, listen, like, right now we building another creative community center again. You know what I'm saying? We got teen showcase, we got job placements, teen summits, pep rallies, teen parties, you know what I'm saying, down to jobs and resources, not just for the teens, but for the parents too, because that's the other thing. We forget about talking to these parents, you know what I'm saying? Because some of us ratcheter than our kids.
Yeah, you gotta get them on code too.
Yeah, so listen, you know what I'm saying? Like we're creating, you know what I'm saying, opportunities and giving y'all the resources to build more generational wealth, because the less people that we got that's struggling, the better we off as a people, you know what I'm saying? And I'm reaching out to everybody. Like, I support you, you support us, help me, help you, help us. You know what I'm saying?
That's how it's supposed to be.
The launch is next weekend. It's February 18th through the 20th. We got the Teen Festival on Saturday. We got some super dope people coming through 2 to 6 at Bonfire.
Bonfire
Sunday.
ATL?
Yeah, I'm taking the team. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking the teams to Bonfire. I got y'all. You know what I'm saying? Teen Festival on Saturday, and the teens can not only turn up, but they can get jobs or resources there. Sunday, you know what I'm saying? We're going to be out in the community, you know what I'm saying? And then campusing, and then Monday, you know what I'm saying? We coming back. And we're going to do a neighborhood cleanup. You know what I'm saying?
So it's going to be like a 3-4 day
3 days. Yep. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Okay,
yep. And y'all already off. It's President's Day. So go to btclaunch.eventbrite.com. You know what I'm saying?
Give them that Instagram. Most people are on Instagram. Give them the Instagram.
Go to btcofhiphop.com. B as in boy, T as in Tom, C as in cat, of hiphop.com on Instagram, or info at btcofhiphop.com.
So, SharBates, in closing, is there anything that I didn't ask you that I should have asked you that you want to say in your last closing words?
Oh, man. I'm challenging everybody to break the chains of hip-hop.
50 years. We celebrating 50 years of hip-hop.
It's 50 years of hip-hop.
And it's not going nowhere. You know,
y'all know hip hop is the second most influential thing ever in history. You know what the first is?
I thought it was the first.
The internet is the only thing over hip hop. Hip hop might have surpassed it now.
Oh, okay.
But just think about that. The only thing that has been more influential than hip hop is the internet.
Wow.
Just think about that.
And we created that too.
Bing bong, you know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate y'all, man.
Black people created everything, man. It's Black History Month. Make sure, you do something, man, empowering with your mind. Get a book, read something, man. Pay respect to our ancestors.
Man, break the chains in some type of way. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna do stuff different. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's just you teaching, learning, reading one new book a month, y'all. Literally, y'all, or even try a page a day. Just, you know what I'm saying? Some type of way, leave something better than it was before.
That's what we got to do.
Especially if blackness is involved.
That's right. Necessary Blackness, Raheem Shabazz. We in the building with SharBates. Let's get it. Let's go. Peace to the family.